Welcome back to another Pokemon Falling Friday, home of the OG weekly market updates, where every Friday morning we go through last week's sales of sealed Pokemon products and Pokemon cards that are currently going down in price. And we do also cover the big Pokemon news like cards or sets get revealed. And we are going to do a giveaway today. We're doing a giveaway for every single video for all of December, so make sure you guys go check out my other videos. All you have to do is make sure you subscribe, hit that like, hit that notification bell, and then you have to answer the question of the day. So in honor of us getting a brand new Mega Lucario, which Mega Lucario design do you like better? Our original Mega Lucario or the brand new Mega Lucario Z? This is what we're giving away. We got the Lucario V-Star promo still sealed. And then two, we're doing a massive giveaway with Collectr right now for the new Mega Charizard SIR plus a binder bound hoodie. So go to my Instagram to be entered into that giveaway. And then also on Monday, I will be giving away a Charizard UPC, the brand new one. And that was actually donated by the Trade Post Expo. This is a big card show that they got going on in Tinley Park, Illinois. And they're having their big holiday show. I will be there vending. It is free entry, and they're doing giveaways every hour. So if you guys are in Illinois or anywhere around there, definitely check out that show. It's going to be a blast. We do also have to give a big thanks to our video sponsor real quick, and that is ARIZONATCG. If you guys have some graded cards you're looking to sell, PSA, BGS, CGC, it does not matter. ARIZONATCG is where it's at, especially if you do not want to deal with a bunch of people lowballing you every single day, which is what happens nonstop on eBay. But you could send them all your cards. They're going to take professional scans, then they're going to post it to their massive weekly eBay auctions, or you can change it to buy it now. And as you can see, people trust them with some of the rarest cards. We got the Umbreon VMAX in a 10, Umbreon EX in a 10. They just streamline it, makes it so simple. So definitely check them out. I'll have all the links in the description. And then also my PSA link if you guys want to get a free $25 off on your very first submission. But all right, jumping into it. So here is that new Mega Lucario Z. I kind of like the design. I even have a life-size statue of the other Mega Lucario. But this one is pretty cool, I must say. So here's kind of both of them next to each other. I still kind of like the OG a little bit better. It looks a little bit more mean, which I like. But I do like the colors on this new one. And then we're finally starting to get some reveals for that new Start Deck 100 Battle Collection. This is what's going to make up the rest of our Ascended Heroes. Nothing crazy yet. We got a Koraidon EX, Miraidon EX, and a Registeel EX. But I'm very excited to see what we get in this set, especially if we get a Mega Charizard Y SIR, would just be insane. But all right, let's jump into it. We got Stellar Crown Booster Box. This is going to be a pretty busy video. This was at $286. Now that's sold $257, $257, $253. It still blows my mind that Stellar Crown is holding that much value. Next, we have Scarlet and Violet base set. This was at $245. Now that's sold $219, $199, and $220. Next, we have Journey Together. This is just the regular one. This was at $263. Now that's sold all at $220 and one at $240. And the enhanced one has leveled out now. Next, we have Phantasmal Flames Booster Box. This was at $344 on release. Now that's sold $269, $255, $270, $260, $258. And then we have the Mega Evolutions Enhanced Booster Box. This is at $320. Now that's sold $234, $218, $225. I really hate how this is black. Also, on the sides, like I got a bunch of booster boxes here. And on the side of it, it says Scarlet and Violet, Paldea Evolve, Obsidian Flames. But for Mega Evolution, it just says nothing. It just shows the picture. So I find that annoying. Next, we have the regular Mega Evolution Booster Box. Last sold for this one, $239, $240, $255. Next, Chilling Rain Booster Box. This was at $577. Now that's sold $420, $420, $380. And Lost Origin dropped a ton. This is at $815. Now that's sold $595, $604. It's almost a $200 drop. So it's about time, we might have to start picking up some of these Sword and Shield booster boxes again. Next, Battle Styles was at $288. Now last sold $229, $242, and $235. Then we have Silver Tempest. This was at $488. Now last sold $439, $410, $400, $395, and $440. And then we even have Fusion Strike was at $1,032. Now last sold $850, $850, $809. And then we have the Fusion Strike Pokemon Center ETB. This was at $378. Now last sold $325, $325, $334. And here's the 151 UPC. This is at $625. Now that's sold $549, $505, $495. That's a decent drop also. Next, 151 Blooming Waters was at $183. Now last sold $168, $168, and one sale at $214. We can get it shipped right now for about $173 from a good seller. Next, we have the 151 regular ETB was at $410. Now last sold $349, $349, $375. And here's the 151 Pokemon Center ETB. This is at $970. Now last sold $819, $827, $820, and $835. And here's the Prismatic Evolutions regular ETB was at $136. Now last sold $125, and the rest are all at $120. And here's the Silver Tempest ETB. This was at $98 and just dropped super hard for some reason. Last sold $88 to $87, $84. The Black Bolt and White Flare Pokemon Center ETBs are taking a hit. This was at $244. And now last sold $170, $158, $145. And here is the White Flare one. My guess is the Mega Evolution Pokemon Center ETBs are going to be the next ones to drop below $150. But White Flare was at $211. Now last sold $136, $133. That's getting pretty low. Not too bad. And Phantasmal Flames Pokemon Center ETB, which you guys will see on Monday, is starting to go back up in price pretty quickly. I had a feeling, that's why I was saying, I'll buy them all day long at $150 to $180 if they're minty. But next we have the Destined Rivals Pokemon Center ETB was at $382. Now last sold $309, $320, $315, $306. And here's the Crown Zenith Elite Trainer Box Plus. This is at $450. Now last sold $396, $409, $400, $440. And then we even have the Journey Together Pokemon Center ETB. It's crazy. This was $344, got down to $125, back up to $198. And now last sold $149, $144, and $135. Next, we have the Surging Sparks Pokemon Center ETB, still going down, was at $298. Now last sold $201, $230, and $220. Next, Paldea Evolve Pokemon Center ETB was at $604. Now last sold $520, $505, $540. Obsidian Flames is the same price as last week. Next, Paldean Fates Pokemon Center ETB dipped below $400 now. Last sold $380, $375, $393, and $387. Next, we have the Celebrations UPC starting to take a little bit of a hit. Was at $902. Now last sold $760 with a picture. Otherwise $800, $799, $799. Next, we have the Tyranitar from Paldea Evolved. Was at $82. Now last sold $62, $55, $54. And then we have the Samurott Illustration Rare. This was at $50. Now last sold $40, $40, $38, $39. Finally, these cards are starting to drop a little bit. And then we have the Articuno. Was at $25 for a while. Now last sold $16, $15, $14, $13. Not too bad for that beautiful Articuno from Journey Together. Next, we have the Yveltal Illustration Rare. Was a $20 card for a long time. Now last sold $13, $12, $15, one at $18. Next, the Blaziken from Destined Rivals. This is the cheapest this card has ever been. It was at $15 for months. Now last sold $9, $9, $11. This is a card, if it gets down to $4 or $5, I'm buying them all. Next, the Penny Special Illustration Rare got up to $29. This card constantly just goes up and down, up and down. But last sold for this one now $17, $17, $19, $22. Next, we have the Alone Executor EX. This is the cheapest this card has ever been. Was $100 on release. Now last sold $27, $29, $28. Next, the Kieran Special Illustration Rare Trainer from Prismatic Evolutions. Was at $51. Again, cheapest it's ever been. Now last sold $23, $24, $25. All the low-end Prismatic Evolutions SIRs are all the cheapest they have ever been, like the Terapagos here. This was at $77. Now last sold $33, $32, $34. And even the Palafin. I really feel like the Palafin's being slept on. This is done by a famous comic book artist, I think, or manga artist or something. So it is pretty cool, and the art's crazy. It's just that it's Palafin, so people don't love Palafin, but I used Palafin the whole game when I played. This was at $60. Now that sold $46, $44, $43. Next, we have the Genesect. This card got down to $49. Now it's bouncing back a couple dollars, $55, $53, $52. But again, the cheapest this card has ever been. Kind of the theme of today's video. Next, we have the Cerulette from Prismatic. This got up to $141. Now last sold $113, $103, $100. And one at $90 with the picture. Next, the Megalatius EX. Again, the cheapest it's ever been. Now last sold $99, $126, $102, $105. But this card did just come out. Next, the Reshiram EX was at $197. Now last sold $176, $185, $179. Next, the Espeon EX from Prismatic Evolutions. This was at $291, got down to $200, back up to $239. And now last sold $239 for a PSA 9, otherwise $203, $209, $200. So that is very good to see. I hope they all get below $200 for those evolutions, to be honest. Next, we have the Mega Lucario. Was at $305. Now last sold $199, $193, $185, $192. Next, the Pikachu EX Special Illustration Rare. This was at $349. Now last sold $269, $310, $285. And we will be checking the new Mega Dream EX cards at the very end of the video. Next, we got the Team Rockets Mewtwo EX. Was at $582. Now last sold $450, $494, $480, and $457. And the Bubble Mew EX still slowly falling. Last sold $505, $499. One high one at $575, otherwise $500, $499, $514, $528, $500 with a picture. And here is the Gold Mega Charizard X. I finally seen this card in person yesterday. It does look pretty nice in person. I will admit, the gold really does pop. This was an $800 card. Now that's sold $440, $439, $493. And as you can see, the Mega Charizard X SIR is not on the list today because it is actually going back up in price a little bit. So that'll definitely be on my market Monday. Next, we have the Dragonite V alternate art. What was that? $492. Now last sold $447, $429, $419, $403. Next, the Lugia V. This is at $466. Now last sold $375, $370, $358, and $355. Next, the Blaziken VMAX was at $370. Now last sold for this one, $342, $331, $310. And the Rayquaza V. So a lot of the Vs are taking a hit. This is at $317. Now last sold $289, $294. One high sale at $340, but most of them are at $290. And the Charizard V took a big hit. This was at $400. Now last sold $273, $270, $254. So that's $150 cheaper than what it was. So that's a big thing a lot of people do. You know, they want this card when it hits $400 because it's going crazy. But then when it actually gets back down in price, you know, $150 less, then they don't buy it because then they think it'll drop more. And then it'll just shoot back up in price one day. So if there's a card you want and you really wanted it when it was spiked up and now it's $100, $200 cheaper, just buy that card. I promise you'll be happy. Next, we have the Mew VMAX alternate art. This was at $256. Now last sold $211, $196, $185. I have a feeling this card will drop down to like $130 again. Next, we have the Sleepy Tyranitar V. It's got up to $298, which is just crazy. Now last sold $214, $225, $205. I have a feeling this card will also get down to like $180, $190. Next, the Aerodactyl V. This was at $180. Now last sold $145, $155, $142. Next, we have the Glaceon V. This is at like $115, $120. Now last sold $90, $105, $99. So not too bad. And we have the trainer galleries. As you can see, a lot of them are starting to go down in price. I mean, Starmie V, market price $95. This was at $110 for a while. That's the lightly played chart. But last sold, you know, 91 to about 100. And then also the Garchomp. This was at $150. And now last sold 113, 118, lightly paid for 105. So definitely going down in price a little bit. Garchomp V struggling a little bit. Last sold for this one 55, 56, 52. One random high sale at 105, but most of them are at $55 for that Garchomp. And the Sleepy Pikachu market price $20 now. Gengar, the non-textured 130. So definitely going down in price a little bit, but not super crazy. Also want to check this Pikachu V here. This was at $80. Now last sold 60, 62, 63, and 65. And then we even have the Galarian Gallery cards from Crown Zenith. A lot of them are starting to fall. We got the Giratina V-Star market price $191. The Mewtwo V-Star market price $162. Arceus V-Star almost below $100, market price $112. The Palkia and the Dialga holding decent. Glaceon now is mid-40s, Suicune's in the 30s. So a lot of these cards are dropping for sure. And here is the Scarlet and Violet era promos. So a lot of the Pokemon Center ones are starting to drop a little bit for sure. So we will check the Snorlax one. This is the one that was not dropping last week. So it's at $250. Now that's sold $215, $215, $220, $265. Bunch at $220 though. And might as well check the Pikachu with gray felt hat too. This was at $650. Now last sold 529 sealed, 501, 530. So that has definitely taken a little bit of a hit, even though the graph does not show it. Team Rocket's Wobbuffet, market price 109. I think that'll be a $70 card. Magneton's dropping a bit. Market price 78. Mimikyu is almost under $40 again, so that is very good to see. We will check the Pikachu one. And if you guys did not know, I just did a massive 40-minute long Pikachu video on my last Throwback Thursday, going through the best Pikachus in Pokemon history, so definitely check that out. But it was at 150, now last sold 95, 99, 115. That's kind of crazy. And we even have some Sword and Shield promos. The special delivery Charizard is dropping a couple dollars. This is at like 150, now last sold 120, 115, 117. I think these are super cool cards, and there's really only like 3 of them that you really have to get for the special delivery cards. We got the special delivery Pikachu over here. And then also like the Jolteon V alternate art, getting pretty cheap. Now last sold 54, 49, 66, 49, a ton at 49. And last on the list, we have the new Mega Dream EX SARs. So we have the Iona's Bellybolt, $65. Mega Dragonite EX, $220. Marnie's Grimmsnarl, $53. This is like a bundle, so I don't know what else is in it, but it says $165. Pikachu, $225. Gengar, list price $400, sale price $268. I'm pretty upset about how cheap this Metagross is. $28. I feel like that is just disrespectful. Next, we have the Mega Dragonite again, $130. We got the Mewtwo, $125, $129. Another Mega Gengar here, $499, $470, $459. We got the Enzorock at $75. Pikachu at $184. Super high Mega Gengar at $700, but it says very well centered. The Canary at $85. Mega Scrafty, $40. Mega Electros, $33. Another Gengar, $397. Pikachu, $160. And Mewtwo, $145. So not too bad. Yeah, like I said, I'm just so excited to see what we're going to get in the rest of Ascended Heroes. Because even if we just get one more crazy SIR, and I mean, we've already seen leaked pictures of the gold Mega Charizard Y, which is probably going to be in that set also. I mean, Ascended Heroes is just going to be insane. But all right, that was today's Pokemon Falling Friday. If you guys like this content, please make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell, hit that like, and then make sure you guys leave the comment or the question of the day to be entered into that giveaway. And like I said, make sure you guys check out all my videos this month since we're doing giveaways in every single one of them. And that collector giveaway, that thing is crazy. I'm even a little bit jealous because I want that Mega Charizard very bad. Then, of course, if you guys want to support more, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, which I just started, and then YouTube membership is only 99 cents a month. But all right, I want you guys to have a great day. And if you guys want to watch my last Throwback Thursday where we did go over the best Pikachu cards, I actually worked very hard on it. Please click this video here. Otherwise, we'll see you next time.